Good morning, dear students. Today we are discuss about the active and passive voice, which is the third unit topic you have. Also, we have completed. Sorry, this is exactly the second unit we have. You have completed throughout the classes. So now we will see. First of all, the active and passive voice. The active voice means that a sentence has subject that acts upon its verb, and the passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. You may have learned that the passive voice is a weak and the incorrect, but it is not that simple. When used correctly and in moderation, the passive voice is fine. In English grammar, verbs have five properties: voice, mood, tense, person, and number. Here we are concerned with voice. The two grammatical voices are active and passive voice. First of all, we'll see here, you can see throughout this slide, the active and passive voice, the voice which are divided in a two ways, the active voice and the passive voice. Active, that means what the subject does, and the passive, the focus is on the action. Here we have to just take the example like Ram killed Ravan. With the help of the rule, here in the sentence you can see the past tense they are applying. So if we are converting active to passive voice, so what should be the answer? The Ravan was killed by Ram. Now we first of all we'll discuss about what exactly the rule we have to apply when we are converting active to passive voice. So look at the statement, Ram killed Ravan. Here the Ram subject, killed verb, Ravan object. If we are converting active to passive voice, so what should be the answer in a passive voice? Ravan, that the object becomes subject. The rule just say that where when we are converting active to passive voice, the subject becomes object, object becomes subject. So here the Ravan object becomes subject. So we are using Ravan as a subject. Ravan was. Here the past tense, the auxiliary verbs, the be forms, we have to be used when we are converting active to passive voice, was and were, according to the suitability of the subject. According to the subject we have to apply the verb. So here we have to be used was killed by Ram. So the answer should be like this: Ravan was killed by Ram. So this is exactly the common conversion when the sentence that has to be mentioned in a past simple. So the conversion and the rule we have to be applied: subject plus was verb plus object plus by and etc. Now here you can see the some examples, and we have to be just learn first of all active voice, what the rule we have to be apply: subject plus verb plus object. So here you can see the example, she helps him. So for the conversion of the active to passive voice, he is helped by her. Why we are using here? This is exactly the example of present simple. So we are applying the rule, the subject plus is MR, according to the subject we have to be add on, and after that verb key third form. So here we have to be consider the subject him as a first form, we have to be apply here, he is helped by her. This is the way we have to be solve the conversion of the active to passive voice. Now here we have a second example, I am buying a pen. That means here the continuous, the present continuous which is applying in the sentence. So we have to be sort out the subject plus is MR. This is the rule we are applying, plus being plus verb key third form plus by and object and etc. So a pen is being bought by me. So this is the way we have to be solved. First of all, we'll discuss about the very common rules we have to be applied. Here you can see the slide, the object plus be verb plus verb key third form plus by plus subject. Here some rules we have to be follow. Bring the object first. If we are converting active to passive voice, the first of all we have to be consider कि what kind of a rule we are applying. The subject becomes object, object becomes subject. The first thing that should be our criteria, the object first we have to be use it. So bring the object first. Second, choose correct be verb. That means if the sentence, present, past and also the verb we are using, we have to be used like the in synchronizing way. The firstly the subject, the object becomes subject and the subject becomes object. So here the conversion rule, object becomes subject and after that we have to be used be, and after the be forms we have to be use the change verb into the participle and after that add by and plus subject. So this is exactly the way of the synchronizing when we are performing the active to passive conversion. Here you can see the some example. She helps him. So him as a subject we have to be consider. The first form we will apply here. He is helped by her. The rule which is applying in the sentence, basically this is the example of the present simple. So the rule we are applying, the subject plus is mr plus verb ki third form plus by and etc. The remaining sentence. So here we are solving this, the active to passive conversion. He is helped by her. She, you can consider this thing she, her. So that's why, that is the reason we are using her. In the next slide, you can see, look how the subject and object change. So these all are the things we have to be keep in our mind when we are converting active to passive voice. So I, me, we, us, you, they, them, he, him, she, her, Ram, book. So these all are the way we have to be solved when the conversion we are applying. Now we will see use only one object. If the sentence we have to be faced in the sentence they are using the two objects. So what kind of a way we have to be solved the active to passive conversion? We can see with the help of some examples. Here we have, she told us a story. Students, you can just see that she told us and a story. These are two objects we have, and these objects we have to be used as a subject. So when we are converting active to passive voice, then we have to be apply a story and us. So us we will consider we and story as a story. So here the two way we can solve this question. So like the manner we have to be solved here. The first of all, if the two object in a sentence, then we have to be first of all the priority goes we were told a story by her. Remember one thing here, in the sentence you can easily resemble the people and the sentence is saying the past simple which is applying. So because of this reason we are applying the rule, we were told a story by her. The subject plus was verb plus verb ki third form plus object plus by and etc. That is called the remaining sentence. And also you can solve this question in this way. A story was told to us by her. The next also the same way you can sort out. So the main thing, if you are finding the two objects in a sentence, you have to be solved with what exactly the rule you are applying. The main categorization should be like this. Now you can see has, have, had, is, am, are, was, were, to plus verb ki first form. These all are the criteria we have to be maintained. These all are the forms we have to be used when we are converting active to passive voice. So here's some examples we have with us. She has to help us. So here has to help us and we have to be helped by her. We have to learn English. So here we have to learn English. We have to be convert active to passive voice. So the answer should be like this. English has to be learned. Okay, so first of all we have to be consider English as a subject, and after that we have to be apply the appropriate and the suitable form according to the subject has, and to be is a basically the form, and after that we are applying the third form of the verb like a learnt. I had to wait the bus, the same thing we have to do here. So has, have, had to plus we, that means the verb first form that has to be converted has, have, had plus to be verb key third form when we are converting active to passive voice. Now the next rule we have to be converting when the modal forms, if we have to be find out in examples. So can, could, shall, should, may, might, will, would has to be converted in a be plus verb key third form. She can speak Chinese. So Chinese can be spoken by her. So what exactly we are applying here? The first of all we have to be choose the subject. So Chinese, and after that we are applying the modal verbs, and after the modal verbs we have to be apply be form plus verb key third form. The rule should be like this: subject plus all the modal verbs we are using in a sentence, and after that plus be plus verb key third form, and after the remaining sentence. So here you can see we must preserve the tigers. The tigers must be preserved. So these all are the way we have to be just use when the conversion we have to be apply in a modal verbs. Now you can see the must have, should have, could have. So they have to be converted active to passive voice might have, would have plus verb key third form. So he should have, here the one example we can see, he should have stolen my pen. So my pen should have been stolen by him. The here in the sentence they are using, which is applying the rule, the subject plus has, have plus been plus verb key third form, and before that according to the must, should, they have to be add on this thing, and after that the have plus been plus verb key third form. So this is the way we have to be sort this. Now no need to add by sub if the subject is we, they, someone, somebody, none, nobody, everybody, people, etc. If the sentence, if these all are the words we have to be see in the example, we cannot add by this. Like here you can see the example, they have stolen my pen. So if they, we are converting and we are adding by. So this is not exactly the correct thing we have to be do. With the help of the grammar we have to be sort out if the sentence, these all are the words we have to be see, we will not convert in a by. Okay, with the help of the by. After the by we will not use these words. So they must have left any sign, so any sign must have been left. So here we cannot applying these all are the words after the by. Now the negative sentence remain negative. So it's a very quite obvious thing. So here we have the example with us. They have not stolen my pen. So my pen has not been stolen. The remaining sentence, the remain negative. So according to this, you can see the example. Nobody has done homework. So homework has not been done. Now you just can see the table according to the tenses. We are just applying the rule like the simple present. What the rule we are applying? Object, that means if we have the one example, I have I wrote a letter. So a letter is written by him. So it's a very simple example we can use over here. And also what exactly the rule we are applying, the object plus is mr plus verb key third form. That is the reason we are applying, and the sentence we can make it, and we can just take example one. As a one example we can take it here. He wrote a letter. So a letter a letter is written by him. He writes a letter, sorry, which is the example of simple present. He writes a letter. A letter is written by him. Now the present continuous, what the rule we should apply is ing. So here the is plus being plus verb key, third form. Now like the example, he is writing a letter. A letter is written, a letter is being written by him. So this is the way we have to be sought when the converting the active to passive voice. Now the next, the present perfect, what the rule we are applying? Object plus has, have plus been plus verb key, third form. So here we have to be used, she has finished her work. So her work has been finished. So this is the way we have to be just see in our present perfect. Remember one thing, if we are talking about the conversion, so there should be no changes in which is applying in a fourth tense, the present perfect continuous. So that is the reason we are not mentioning here. Like present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous and the future perfect continuous, there should be no change. Remember one thing. Now you can see the simple past, the object plus was plus verb plus verb key, third form. So here you can just take the one example. She wrote a letter. A letter was written by her. This is the basically example we have to be analyzed here in a simple past tense. Now the past continuous, what the rule we are applying? Object plus was verb plus being plus verb key, third form. She was writing a letter. A letter was being written by her. This is the way we have to be converting active to passive voice. Now we will see the past perfect, which has to be applied had plus verb key, third form, and in a converting way, she had finished her work. So her work had been finished. So this is the way we have to be sorted, and after that the past perfect, there should be no change. Now the simple future, what the rule we are applying? Object plus will, shall plus be plus verb key, third form. So here this thing we have to be applied. If the sentence I will go cinema today, so the cinema will be this is the way we can be just sort out the things ki what exactly the sentence we are using. So I will write a letter. So simple, a letter will be written by him. This is the way the future continuous, what the thing we can see, there should be no change in a future continuous. Now the future perfect, I would have the first of all we will see the object rule, this future perfect rule, the object plus will, shall plus have been plus verb key, third form. This is the rule we have to be applied. So the future perfect, so here the example, I will have written a letter. So a letter will have been written by etc. We can just sort out the perfection with also the perfect tense in our active to passive voice. Now we will see the future perfect, there should be no change. So these all are the some examples we have with us. She will write poems beautifully. The poem will be beautiful, written by her. So this is the way we can see that. The passive voice of yes or no questions. So can you speak English? So can English be spoken by you? This is the way we have to be used. So what the rule we are applying over here? Did plus subject plus verb key, first form plus object, and that has to be converted active to passive voice. So now in the conversion of the passive voice, was verb plus object plus verb key, third form. Now you can see all the examples which is mentioning over here. Now we will see the some example of yes and no. This is the basically the cross question, the question mark sentences. Are they planting trees? So are trees being planted? So this is the way we can sort out the answers. And now we will see the WH questions, the WH sentence. who opened the door. Remember one thing, if we have to see these kind of example, first of all we have to be see the who has to be converted, who should be removed, and on behalf of who we can apply by whom. And if you want to do and also solve the question with the help of who, then you can just sort out the question who was, like here you can see the example, who opened the door. Here in the sentence which is applying the past tense, so who we can just as it is as a manner we can just write it over here, and after that we will apply the past tense, what the converting rule we have to be apply, was and were according to the subject. So here we are applying was and the door opened by. This is the way we can just converting active to passive voice. And also the one thing, who has replaced by whom. So we can also sort out this this way, by whom was the door opened. So who plus be plus object plus verb key third form plus by, and also the one rule, by whom plus be plus object plus verb key third form. Now the passive of imperative sentence. Here you can just see the imperative sentence, basically that should be start on the let sentence, the let behalf. So open the door. Here you can solve the answer, let the door be opened. So what exactly the rule we are applying in the sentence? Let plus object plus be plus verb key third form. If the sentence they are related with the imperative, if the kind of a request and also the some advice and order, these kind of a thing, if you have to be just see throughout the sentence, you have to be apply and you have to be consider these all are the imperative sentence. Remember one thing, if the one example you can see, please give me a pen, so you can easily sort out the answer. You can just remove the please and replace of please you can easily use the you are requested, and after that the remaining sentence you can easily add on with to. You are requested to give me a pen. So this is the way you can sort out. And also here you can see the some rules, let plus object plus be plus verb key third form. So what the conversion we are applying here, let the door be open. Here the example we have, open the door, so we can solve this way, let the door be open. So I think these all are the quite enough material which is related the whole thing what should be, and all the rules we have discussed which is related the passive voice, active to passive conversion. So students, you have some questions you can sort out, and also you have a reference book with you, so you can easily just go through that. Thank you very much. Thank you.